Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Scott.
We're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. Who changed that? Welcome to the loop on effects.
I was wondering how many times it would take you to realize that that's there.
How long has it been changed for?
Oh, this was the first one.
Okay. All right.
So, congrats.
Yeah.
I mean, it is you reading a list, so I'm not that surprised.
Well, I've gotten the intro down. I've only done it 198 times or so.
Or so. There was like a couple of those without you.
I said or so.
Yeah.
But there's also times that we've done it whenever it hasn't been like a full episode.
That's true.
Yeah. Take that. All right. Well, this episode is brought to you by listeners better than you who give us money. Go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop and you too can be a part of the few, the proud, the patrons, patrons.
So I got a flaw in your logic there, buddy.
Why?
So some of our patrons are some of our best listeners. So when they're listening to this, is it actually brought to them by people that are better than them?
Yeah, because one of the other
by them.
One of the other patrons is better than the other patrons.
Well, I mean, like there's the patrons and then there's Tom, but like,
yeah, they're all better than Tom. So
just kidding. We love you, Tom.
So, well, you know what? What if we do a weekly fight, like a weekly like showdown on the podcast to figure out which patron is better than is the number one patron?
I mean, that's decided. We're just not going to actually say it out loud.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure if you and I both wrote in an envelope, as you said right now, who the best patron is. I bet you they match.
All right, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then say their name. Okay?
No, we're gonna write in the chat.
No, like
yes,
we got to do it on air. All right.
Nope. Ready?
Hold on. We're gonna send it in the chat.
We're in our group chat. Our group chat, the Effects Loop one. Ready?
Okay. 3, 2, 1, send.
Oh, we disagree.
Oh, we did disagree. In all fairness, the one that I picked has sent all of us pedals.
Fair enough. That actually, I was debating between them, but yeah.
But I feel like whenever it comes to,
in terms of supporting the show, I would agree with yours.
Yeah. I think
in terms of the community as a whole.
Yeah. But I'm talking about our patrons for us.
All right. I concede.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, high ground. All right. But once again, if you want to be in, if you want us to talk about you, go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop and you can pick whatever tier you want to do. $5 and up gets you in the chat group or the chat room, and that's always a lot of fun. But we'll just move on to what's new. Scott, what's new with you?
Well, I started a new job.
Yeah.
So I go to an office again.
A really cool one.
Yeah. So I'm not like publicly announcing where I work yet, but because there's like marketing and stuff behind it. It's complicated. But I think I've dropped enough hints in this episode, in past episodes. Actually, if you wanted to, you could figure out what company I'm working for. But I had a week off of work, and then I started. Yeah,
you were enjoying that fun employment.
I had some cool stuff. I went to 2 concerts.
You went and saw Tool, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to see Tool, and
I'm jealous of that. Like, I want to see Tool, but it's never like the stars just haven't aligned.
Well, yeah, that was a situation stars aligned for me. So I was just like sitting like at my house, just doing nothing, and I get a text message from a buddy I seriously haven't talked to in like 8 months, because just like you have that list of friends who you really, really care about, but they just weren't in like the 4 friends you actually kept up with during the quarantine stuff.
Or you're not forced to talk to them every week in a podcast. I just wanted to see if I was considered a friend. That's all.
Thanks for making this awkward.
Thanks for giving me something to talk about in therapy this week. Oh my gosh! All right, but yeah, I know.
Am I still
I
paying for that, or are we done?
No, the ones you paid for are done. Now I have to pay for it. make it count, Scott. Make it count. No, but I get you.
I was gonna say, do I have to pay for this one?
you might have to if
I traumatize you enough during the week. Do I have to pay for that week's therapy?
No, because my ex-wife doesn't pay for them. So. Oh, dang! All right. Anyways,
ouch. So anyway, yeah. So
I get it.
It's like one of those friends that like I really care about. I just don't see that often. So they're like I only hang out with them like 2-4 times a year, but I always really enjoy hanging out with them. So he texts me just out of the blue, be like, "Hey, up to anything tonight?" And I'm like, my first thought was like, "Oh crap, he just broke up with his girlfriend." Like that was the first thought I had in my head, and it was more like 3 months ago he broke up with his girlfriend, but he had Tool tickets, and he's like, he didn't have anybody to go with, so he called me up.
Oh my gosh, that's like, awesome.
He's like, Scott would appreciate this band. And I was like, I did.
So
and then I saw Under Oath as well.
Yeah, so I saw Under Oath a few years ago, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
They put on one heck of a show. I got to see them front row, or I was like the front of, like I was right up against the bar.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was kind of in the back, just kind of like hanging out and chilling, because like
but. Aaron was with him, right?
Yeah,
because Aaron's usually who's the lead singer? The one that left and then came back. I can't remember his name.
I thought Aaron's the one that left and came back.
No, and then the lead singer guy, the like not the like one, the heavy screamer guy.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, they were both there. The only problem is I haven't listened to their newest album enough, and they didn't play a lot of Erase Me. So, unfortunately, I didn't know a lot of their songs, which I was kind of bummed about, because like I listened to Erase Me a lot.
So when I saw Under Oath, I actually was not a big Under Oath fan. I knew of them.
Yeah.
Spencer is the guy I was thinking of. Spencer.
He's the one that like plays guitar once in a while, but like he mainly just sings.
He's got long dark hair. He's pretty scrawny. Yeah. So, but when I saw them, I wasn't a huge fan of theirs, and I still listen to them every once in a while. It's really just that style of music. It's something I listen to sparingly. Mm-hmm. But they really like. When I saw them, I was actually a fan of Aaron whenever he left and started doing worship music and stuff. He did a version of One Thing Remains that I absolutely loved, and Came to My Rescue. He did an amazing version of Came to My Rescue.
What's the name of this side project?
He was just going to churches and doing like worship sets under his own name.
I'll have to check him out.
I'll have to send you like a couple of my favorite videos, and that's really. And then I knew of Under Oath from just like being around people who were in that scene, and
I actually know of Under Oath from back in the day. You used to buy records and they'd come with a sampler CD of like other stuff on the label. And that's how I got into Under Oath.
Yeah.
I think it was like, they might have been on Victory Records back in the day. So it was like, probably like I bought the deluxe edition of like a Taking Back Sunday record and like got that with it. Or like, that's how I got into like Atreyu. That's how I got into a lot of bands in that era. Because this is like before... Oh, it's kind of like mid Napster, or it's like Napster just shut down. And we were all figuring out LimeWire. But
LimeWire and Kazaa, whatever.
But like at the same time, like that wasn't one of the beauties of like streaming services when they're working well is they're recommending new music to you. It's not just like unlimited music, you know. So like with the way we discover music now is different. But anyway, the opening band for Under Oath was this band called Bad Omens.
Okay.
Their lead singer is an incredibly talented guy, but the band's a little bipolar. Because like there's like screamo butt rock and thrash metal all in like the same band, and so it's like it's a little disjointed between their different songs. But like everything they do well, it's just like they're not one genre, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like if they only played like some of their songs, they could totally open for like Evanescence era of like hard rock. That's why I call them butt rock. But then at the same time, they could open for Slipknot. You know, it's like kind of a weird fit.
Yeah, I understand that. So Tool though,
Mhm.
that's the one. I'm guessing phenomenal show.
Best sounding live guitar I have ever heard.
Oh yeah, Adam
And I have
Jones.
seen John Mayer twice.
Yeah. Okay, John Mayer.
And I'm going to see John Mayer again in like a month.
I want to see. I don't know. The last time I saw John Mayer was on the Continuum tour, and I haven't seen him since. And I'd like to see him again.
That's when he had his best tone.
That's whenever he really put on one heck of a show. Because
I mean, he still does.
Yeah, but like it was. I don't know. I just when I saw it, I was in high school, and like I was just really discovering John Mayer stuff. And honestly, I got into John Mayer because of a girl I was seeing. And that was in like pretty much I got into John Mayer Trio first before Continuum, because the girl was like, she wouldn't go on a date with me. She was my drummer. And I was like, well, who do you really like? And she said, John Mayer. I was like, all right. So I went and got tickets and was like, well, I got tickets. You can go with me or not. And she was like, well, that's a jerk move. But she went. So, and then I asked her what her favorite John Mayer song was. And she said, Another Kind of Green. So I learned how to play
Deep
that.
cut.
Yeah, oh yeah, like she was like straight, she was awesome whenever it came to like deep cut music. And I learned how to play that and learn how to play it for her. And that's how I got her to start dating me. That's what you got to do, guys. Figure out what she wants.
And then
manipulate her.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, yeah, that was kind of manipulative.
Yeah. So
wow, don't do that, guys.
Don't do that. Don't manipulate people.
I didn't manipulate her. I asked her, and then I gave her an option. The option was,
but you can't say no because of the implication.
What would the implication be?
Because of the implication.
Is that a reference I'm not getting?
It's an Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference.
Okay. The only reference I know from Always Sunny is Dayman. Fight throughout the night, man. Sorry.
So they started doing a podcast with the three of them where they just go through an episode and talk about like stuff behind it and then like how they came up with writing it, and it's actually a really fun podcast. Yeah,
they're like, I got the idea for Dayman by huffing silver paint. Well, that makes a lot of freaking sense. All right, we have not even started on really your what's new. Oh, you saw concerts. That was
I saw concerts. Right? I got a few new pedals. None of which have I plugged in.
Oh yeah, I helped with one of them.
You did. So you helped me become finally a praise and worship guitar player. I've told multiple friends this, and none of them believe me. But I have never tried a Strymon Big Sky before. Like I've never even played through a rig that had one in it.
Well, I believe it because you did the Dark World pretty early on.
I was Chase Bliss, and I never looked back.
Right, and also then you went there, and then you got the Kemper, which covers quite a bit of reverb needs if you need.
Still using Dark World with the Kemper. And
then you have Quad Cortex as well. So like it was just never one of those things. But like I just saw an ad for a Big Sky, and it was like what, $300?
Yep, $300,
which is insanely low.
And he wanted like $20 shipping or whatever. But you also realized that he was in Illinois.
Yeah.
And so you're like, see if this guy's local. So I text him, or I message him on the thing, and I'm like, hey, any chance you find yourself in downtown Chicago? And he's like, sometimes, but not this weekend. You willing to meet halfway, which is like Schaumburg. This is the Chicago Suburbs Geography podcast, where the IKEA is. And
okay, you had me at where the IKEA is.
Yeah, that's where one of the two IKEAs are. So I was like, well, I've been thinking about getting a new coffee table, so I'll go like check out IKEA and do that, and then get gas, because gas is like $1 cheaper in the suburbs, and some of that kind of stuff. And so I got out there, met him. What's actually crazy is like 5 minutes, like I'm pulling off the highway, and he messages me real quick. And I'm like, oh crap, he's canceling on me, right? And he goes, do you go to Park Church? And I'm like, I used to. And he looked at apparently this guy looked at our like shared friends. Yeah. And I open up, and then we have like 10 common friends, and it's all production and musicians.
Oh wow.
From like churches we both like, from just the church musician community here. So him and I start chatting. He plays with Vertical Worship, the Harvest Chapel group. And so For those that are in the praise and worship world, vertical worship is one of the songwriting groups of the church world, and a lot of other churches will play their songs on a given week. So like when I was at Park Church, we played a bunch of vertical worship songs.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I'm now playing at this other church, Soul City. We write our own stuff, so I play that stuff now. And we play other people's stuff too. But like, anyway, so him and I just started chatting shop, and so I'm probably going to reconnect with this dude again, because like that's a worthwhile connection of like a cool kind of peer in the church musician world of Chicago.
Is he going to sell a timeline for $250?
He sold one for $300. He listed all his Strymon stuff. Like he had the Strifecta and he sold them all for about $300 each. And he's going to the Mako series from Walrus.
Oh, okay.
Which, sorry, Brian, that's a downgrade, dude. But
yeah.
enjoy what you're doing.
If he's going for size over function,
and at that point, those are single size stereo, so you get to stay stereo. But in terms of sound quality, stereo, Chase Bliss is a better sound than the Walrus series. They're just mono, so that's not. Yeah.
Well, if you're not
opinion.
in stereo, you're not saving souls. That's why stereo starts with S.
You know what also starts with S? Satan.
Yeah. So
I also got a killer stuff this week. Party animal.
Jesus, take the wheel. Can you please let me talk about stuff I got?
What'd you get,
got
buddy?
One hell of a deal too. I got bass strings for $4.
Martin bass strings.
They're the Darko series or whatever they're called.
The Donnie Darkos.
Dude, I love that movie. Oh, so much. That's my depression movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie's depressing.
Yeah, dude, I love literally my ex. Anytime she came home and I was laying on the couch watching Donnie Darko, she's just like, oh, yeah, he's gonna be depressed.
Have Jake and Maggie done another movie together since that one?
Yeah, they've not. I don't think they've been major characters. I think that they've popped in.
What's another movie they've done together?
Why don't you look it up while I keep talking about the new stuff?
I'm talking about the Gyllenhaals, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
For the listeners. That was color commentary for the listeners.
Oh, okay. Well, if the listeners don't know, they don't deserve it. It's kind of like the Cusacks, man. I wish they should do more movies together.
No.
The Gyllenhaals.
John and Joan. I don't really care for Joan Cusack that much.
Really? Grosse Point Blank?
Can't say I really know that movie.
That's the one where he was Dan Aykroyd was in it. He was a hitman, and he was going back to his high school reunion. So that
okay.
It had Minnie Driver.
They've done 3 movies together.
Okay.
Their first movie together was A Dangerous Woman in 1993. Highest rated movie was Donnie Darko in 2001. And they also did Homegrown in 98.
Hold on. You said the first one was when? 93? Okay. Donnie Darko
Jake
was 2001.
must have been
what was 90?
super young in that movie.
Yeah, he had to have been like a child actor.
He was a teenager in Donnie Darko still.
Yeah. And that was 8 years later?
Yeah.
He is probably I don't know. I think Jake Gyllenhaal looks a lot younger than he actually is.
Mm-hmm. I just watched Nightcrawler again a few weeks ago.
That's a good movie.
Great movie.
Fantastic.
And Riz Ahmed's in it, and I didn't realize I was Riz Ahmed back when I saw it the first time, and now I'm such a fan of his.
Who is that?
Have you seen Sound of Metal?
Yes.
That's Riz Ahmed.
Okay.
And he's in Venom. He's in...
I have not watched Venom yet.
Venom's fun. I think you'd like it. It would appeal to your it doesn't take itself seriously as a superhero movie, so I think you'd enjoy it.
I think the problem with that is I really would want a Venom movie that's a dark movie, but that's not really the character that much, No,
this is kind of a buddy comedy kind of a vibe.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
But I got those bass strings, and I also hopped on a stupid deal of the day. Should be here tomorrow. The Resotron, which is an envelope filter style pedal, like an Ottawa envelope filter. all types of
Congrats
cool
on
filter stuff.
pronouncing it correctly.
I actually had to focus on it to make sure I pronounced it correctly, because I want to say envelop, which is wrong, and I know it's wrong, but I still want to say it.
You know what you should do is create the envelop filter where it's a
it just encompasses everything.
Well, it's like a reverb that's engaged that has something to do with the playing dynamics.
Well, so what if it was something like that, like pretty much like kind of like took your sound and just brought it down to nothing, like a water drop, but like it encompasses your whole sound and just sucks it away. It would be pointless.
Isn't that basically a slow gear?
The opposite of a slow gear, because a slow gear takes it from quiet to loud, right? It's kind of like a like the beginning. It's pretty much like using a volume pedal and just, I don't know the words I'm trying to use, but yeah, it's the opposite of a slow gear, a reverse slow gear.
Is that an auto swell?
No, an auto swell is a slow gear.
Oh,
like a slow gear is
I thought a slow gear did both.
It might. I've never owned one.
Neither.
You know what else I've never owned?
And they're like impossible to own at this point.
Yeah.
What have you never owned?
The Matoverse's solar sound drive pedal. It harnesses the power of light.
That's kind of fun.
It's kind of like the what's the Rainer Effects one, the liquid one?
Yeah, the one that depending on what you have in it, it changes the sound.
Yeah, people are talking about like honey gives you a crazy fuzz awesome sound.
Yeah. So this has a light sensor on the top of it that changes the pedal dynamics. I really kind of wonder. So at this point, you basically surrender any controllability if you play this thing live, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I wonder how much it changes. Well, it says it's supposed to be powered by light. It's a simple transistor-based gain circuit that's been tweaked to take advantage of the pedal's low current and voltage. Yeah, it runs off of.
Oh, so
solar power.
So at that point, it would kind of affect your bias.
Yeah.
So you could get that like like dead battery sound, or.
Yeah. Huh. So it gives you that starved and choked gain tones to light overdrive to smooth distortion, all of which will become quieter as the sun goes down and the lights go out.
Interesting. First things first, aesthetics of this pedal are on point. I dig it.
Yeah, I like the like wood panel thing, and it really looks different and classy.
It looks wide or short. It's not like the typical.
No, it's not your single pedal.
Or those knobs are just massive.
Yeah, I think
the knobs are massive.
I think it's both. Because if you look at how far the input and output jacks are, well, maybe that.
I think it's actually about like a King of Tone size or like a KTR.
Probably closer. I don't know. I want to know.
Yeah. So I'm holding up my party animal next to it, and I'm just basing it on the switch, and that's about the dimensions. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with that. They're giant knobs.
How much is this? I mean, if they don't have to run power, it should be a little.
So
cheaper.
They're doing a limited run at $229.
That's not horrible.
No, I mean that's the price of an overdrive pedal or a boutique pedal now.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of towards the higher end on the overdrive, but they're also
agreed. But it's a special run, smaller company.
What I consider like standard for overdrive in the boutique world is $179 to $189
for an overdrive. Yeah, I'd allow that.
That's middle of the road.
Yeah,
I mean if something's $149, that's a good deal. $199, okay. And then once you get above 200, you're kind of like, yeah, that's the higher end and limited run. So yeah.
I mean, if we want to talk about good deals at $150, what if I told you could fit 126 effects into your pocket and a looper
in my pocket?
And
I'd say
a full recording platform.
I would say get out of here.
Well, I'm going to tell you that's Moore's latest effects box called the Prime P1 Intelligent Pedal.
The P1?
Mm-hmm. You know what this is? Do you remember
What
the
is it?
Korg Pandoras back in the day?
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
I think this is the newest kind of iteration of that style.
I don't-
Now, you get Bluetooth with it. You can plug your pedal, you can just plug it right into your guitar and with a 1/4 inch, and then hook up your headphones with a dedicated jack, and ta-da! You've got a rig.
Was that where did the ta-da come from? Was that written down?
No.
Oh wow.
No. It also has a built-in battery, so you get at least 4.5 hours out of it. That's a little low.
A built-in battery, so it's rechargeable, correct?
Yes.
Right.
It's a
okay,
lithium battery, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
You can share your tone presets on the cloud with other users.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I was worried about.
You know, that is really popular.
Yeah, I know. It's just being a smart ass. I like being able
You
to do
missed
that
on
with
the
my
smart
walls
part.
errors. Okay, John Mayer. before the episode, I shared a thing with Sky. It said pretty much like if you really want to piss off any like guitar player, just say "Okay, John Mayer" after whatever they say. And Sky was like, "You've already done that to me.
You've already sent me this meme."
Oh yeah,
like a year ago, or Chris sent it like a year ago.
I said, "Okay, John Mayer." He said, "Okay, DJ Khalid," or Khaled. I said, "Okay, Ben Affleck." He said, "Okay, Guy Fieri." I said, "Okay, Mark Ruffalo." "Okay, Vincent D'Onofrio." "Okay, Vince Vaughn," which we others pretty much from the breakup, which was great.
Oh, actually, before I went to Under Oath, I went to a bar.
Yeah.
To grab dinner, and that movie was in the breakup. Or sorry, that bar was in the breakup.
Oh,
Like,
really?
one of the scenes was in that bar.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love The Breakup. That's a great movie. Fantastic romantic comedy.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what's also fantastic?
I was going to say, you know what else is not a romantic comedy?
No, my next insult to you, that was, okay, late career Marlon Brando. That was a pretty mean one. And I apologize for that.
Yeah. Whatever. And then I sent one and it was not good, and I tried to
You said,
take it back.
okay, Kevin James, and then I sent you a gif of like
the chickens pointing at each other and then looking. And then I said, okay, Brad Garrett.
that one fit.
Yeah.
Tall guy.
I Googled tall, white, thick men.
You shouldn't Google these things at work, dude. Come on.
Listen, I get in trouble for Googling myself all the time at work. All right, so Hughes and Kettner's Stompman is a full-fledged guitar amp and a pedal.
Hughes and Kettner getting on the bandwagon for this stuff. I'm kind of, when I first saw this, I was like, I'm surprised this doesn't already exist.
I'm surprised that it doesn't light up blue.
Is it red?
It is.
Yeah. Lights up red.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still.
Oh wait, there were predecessors of this. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. All right. The new Stompman.
Yeah.
100. Yeah. This isn't going to be too bad. I've still got a bone to pick with Hughes and Kettner. So pretty much. Well, they offended one of my friends, so I'm offended.
Yeah. So this is like they're saying this is at its heart. It's more of the high spirit line. So if you remember those like mini amp things they were doing.
Yeah.
Where I think they're completely solid state.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me expects this thing to have a tube in it, but because it just got that aesthetic vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't. So amp in a box.
Yep.
If you like it, go check it out.
Welcome to the game. Finally, Hughes and Kettner. Well, not finally.
Well, they've had ones, but this one's coming out.
Yeah.
It says mid-March, which is already mid-March, but 199 euros, so probably about 250. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep moving on to people we do like. Earthquaker Devices released limited edition versions of the Afterneath Otherworldly Reverberator.
You know, the Afterneath is one pedal that I should have tried, and I never have.
You know, it's a pedal by them that does not get the love it deserves.
Dispatch
the
Matcher?
Ghost Echo.
Oh, yeah.
No, the Ghost Echo.
Okay, so at this point, Earthquaker Devices makes too many pedals to keep track of, right? Like, how many they've done? I think they do more pedals than any other brand. Someone's going to correct me on that, but like of the boutique brands, their volume. When I say their volume, I'm talking like the number of unique models they've produced.
I think that they've stopped making quite a few pedals too.
Yeah.
I would say that Keeley's up there, I would say, on the different types of pedals he's put out. So we're talking about discontinued and current pedals, just the amount of SKUs that they've had over the life of their company, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Earthquaker, yes, I'd say is up there, especially with like the Disaster Transport Senior, Junior, which I loved my Senior. There was something about that pedal that was phenomenal. If it would have just done tap, I would have been a happy camper.
Yeah. I want a rainbow machine still too.
The Astral Delay.
Oh yeah.
I try that. I want to get one of those really bad. But yeah, they've definitely had a lot. I'd say Keeley's up there. Just remember whenever he was just putting on a new pedal almost every week, it seemed like. Walrus isn't that high up. I don't know who else would be up there that high. Cusac's put out quite a few. I don't know if he's
I mean, if you combine everything that Cusack does into one company, absolutely.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you can do that because a lot of stuff was done, like with Mojohan, was done by Brad before John took over.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, what's unique about this new Afterneath?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't put the list together this week. It's a different color. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a black print on raw silver.
Okay.
The artwork's still the same.
All right. Well, that was worth all the time we talked about.
Yeah. It's not cheap either.
Oh, gosh. How much is it? If it's $300, that's way too much.
No, it's not that expensive, but...
Well, yeah. How much is it more?
Oh, I think it's the same price. I think just
okay.
You know, pedals are going up, and so I think if you, so like a regular Afterneath is $199. I'm just on their website right now. I'm not seeing the special edition of it.
It might be on the Reverb only, maybe. Who knows?
I don't see it.
All right. Well, let's keep moving on. The Aquabats team up with Rude Tech for Eagle Bones Falcon Hawk's signature Falcon Drive. I'll be honest with you, I've never listened to the Aquabats.
I feel like if you are either a huge fan of them or you're like, who?
I know of them. They were real. I mean, I had friends who were fans of them, and then knowing Travis Barker came from the Aquabats. But like that's pretty much all I know about the Aquabats. I know that they're kind of goofy.
Yep.
But yeah, I've never even really listened to them, so
well, a bunch of our favorite demoers were doing demos of it. So I know Blake did one, and I know Ryan did one. I definitely saw those. And it's Rude Tech, which is one of those brands we love from Nashville.
Yeah.
So it's immediately like, okay, you're on my radar. I gotta look at you. Just the fact that Rude Tech's making it. So it's a dual overdrive and distortion. Both sides share the same controls for volume, tone, and gain. And there's a blend knob.
Well, that's cool.
So,
how much is this running? Is it limited edition too?
Yes. It lists for $199.
Not bad.
And will go into production if 150 are ordered before the 15th of April.
Oh, it'll only go into production if 150 pedals are ordered. Or is it saying it'll become like a normal thing, or they're only going to make it?
Yeah, it's actually it's on a sort of GoFundMe thing on Gloopy.
Okay,
I'm unfamiliar with Gloopy, but there's already 172 pre-ordered, so it is now going into production, and there's 25 days left.
Oh wow! Is there a maximum amount they're going to do, or is it just whoever orders one gets one?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're limiting them. They're just saying if we get enough. So
yeah, well there we go. Congratulations, Rude Tech and Aquabats.
183 will be signed. 135. So yeah, we already missed out on the chance to get one signed, but
That stinks.
Yeah. But you can still get one. So go check them out.
Yeah.
There'll be a link in our episode of where to find one. Now,
I'm trusting there will be.
Something else is interesting here. This is something that seemed to hit the market before it got announced, because this is one of those, we've been seeing leaks about this for a little while. The Fender Player Plus range now adds the Meteor guitar and bass.
Yeah. That was a really big thing that people were talking about. I know Ben was excited.
Yeah, I mean, so first things first, the Meteor, it's finally moving into a realm I think people are really more interested in. Just for me, like moving out of a Telecaster setup and into actual something with a trem and having humbuckers and those kind of things. I think it's taken that shape into a more range where it can sit uniquely and people are really checking it out.
Yeah.
The Player Plus range adds those kind of interesting Fender humbuckers that we've been seeing around, where they have a kind of an interesting mounting position and they harken to the look of the wide range humbucker, but they're not a wide range humbucker. And then the Player Plus bass is a dual humbucker bass, which, other than the Dimension, which is the Dimension bass even dual humbucker, or is it single humbucker?
I couldn't tell you.
So it's not a common pickup loadout for basses either. And I will tell you, that shape looks fantastic as a bass.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. So those are coming in at about $1,150. That's for the guitar, and then the bass comes in at about $1,200. So big ask, but it's fun seeing this shape grow and find itself.
Yeah, it's awesome. Another, I'm excited about this next one, which is Sterling by Music Man announced their 2022 lineup, which has some really cool models. I mean, a lot of them you'll see are, based on Music Man. So, but you got a Stingray SR50, you got the Stingray 34 and 35 basses, so 4-string and 5-string.
Mm-hmm.
The Mariposa.
The Mariposa coming in as Sterling. Did they do that before?
I don't believe it was Sterling. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I actually saw one, a Mariposa. Let's see. No, I think this is just a different color.
Okay.
Because
as the Sterling line has really started to get better, for especially at its price point, it really performs really well.
Dude, there's the Dorado Green Mariposa B stock on Pro Audio Star for $439.99 right now.
Yeah, and it's Pro Audio Star, so that's actually a new guitar. They're just selling it as B stock.
It's $160 cheaper than normal. Yeah. 27% off.
And since it's B stock, you can negotiate on price too. Did I just spill the tea there? Pro Audio Star does that all the time. I thought that's kind of known at this point.
I did not know that.
Dude, you can always negotiate with Pro Audio Star. That's like one of the best places to buy new stuff on Reverb.
Yeah, well, they got this pink one now, and I kind of want the pink one.
Yeah.
Then you got a Cutlass.
Does the Cutlass come with stainless steel frets in the Sterling line? It does have roasted neck, and it also has locking tuners.
It does not say what type of frets they are.
Okay. I will say this: if you're a Strat guy and you're willing to give on, like, it doesn't have to exactly look like a traditional Strat, and you also don't want to be a tool that plays a Silver Sky SE, because who does that? Gosh,
losers.
Me yesterday. The Cutlass is a fantastic instrument.
Yeah. It really is. I still have always wanted to play an Albert Lee, but that's also my Incubus side coming out.
Or a St. Vincent.
Is he playing a St. Vincent now?
I don't know if he's playing a St. Vincent, but I'm seeing more and more people play St. Vincent's now too.
I've wanted a St. Vincent since they announced it.
I feel like the St. Vincent, these two models particularly, the Silver Sky and the St. Vincent, have outgrown
The music,
the musician who it's their signature model at this point. Maybe not entirely, but I'm starting to really see a lot of pros playing Silver Skies.
The thing about the St. Vincent one is St. Vincent is such a specific artist of style. Just the music is very it's kind of like Primus in the sense of you get it or you don't, you like it or you don't. There's very few people who you don't casually listen to St. Vincent. You just like, most people listen to it and they're like, oh, I like that, or they're like, yeah, I don't like that.
I think I'm a casual St. Vincent fan.
Do you only watch live performances or do you actually listen to the albums?
With her more recent stuff, I tend to listen to live more than the albums.
So, or do you watch or do you listen?
Like I'll like throw in like the Austin City Limits and listen.
Okay, so you won't watch.
Yeah, her aesthetic can be a lot.
No. Well, the reason why I'm asking though is I like to watch St. Vincent because she is a phenomenal guitar player, and be able to watch her play and sing, I find that great.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. It's a really weird thing. I think John Mayer, I think the Silver Sky, I wouldn't agree with that because I feel like John Mayer is such an influential artist through so many genres. Where St. Vincent is she's almost kind of like her own genre, kind of like Primus.
But at the same time, you're starting to see a lot of pros running around with Silver Skies.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I've got a guest.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about things that just don't need to happen. Gibson revives a lost Ted McCarty design from the 1950s with the Theodore, and no, don't like it.
It's like they started with an idea, and then made a few design decisions, which were the opposite of what I would have done.
I feel like Ted drew this when he was drunk. I was like, here, you want a new design? Here's a new design for you. That's the only way this makes sense to me. And
so a few things. One, it's interesting how similar, like immediately people started pointing out contemporary guitars of that era that had very similar stylish things.
Kind of like some Ovation stuff.
Well, I was going to say Teisco was a big one.
Yeah, Teisco.
Teisco Tulip was very similar to that.
Well, I don't know if Ovation, did they start acoustic or electric? I thought didn't.
The only electric I know of is the Ovation Breadwinner.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like this. I'll say this. So wraparound bridges, I'm not a fan. And someone's going to get mad about that, but like your intonation changes, your bridge should be able to handle it.
Okay, they had quite a few.
The 4 volume and tone controls, and where the pickup switch is, and where the jack is, just don't agree with any of that layout for whatever reason. And I know it probably is similar to like the ES series where that loadout is. I just don't like the location of that pickup switch at all. I feel like I'm going to hit it. And then I hate the headstock so much.
I mean, I think the headstock flows pretty well with it, honestly.
I mean, it's a recycled headstock.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ovation Preacher.
So do you see where I kind of like got that?
Yeah, I mean the natural grain kind of aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of just like, and then well, I know the line down the middle, the skunk line.
I don't hate that at all. I actually
don't
like
either.
That.
I do enjoy it.
I think that would look good on like an Epiphone cornet.
Yeah, or a Wilshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even an SG. But like that skunk stripe down the middle is a classic. But like you don't do 2-piece SG. Well, you do, but it's a good way to actually avoid having to book match a top by giving a definitive break there. And it'd also be really cool. Like that's a really popular move when you have like a neck through body construction, which this is not, but where the skunk stripe actually goes all the way through the neck. Like my Schecter has that all the way through the back of the guitar. That solid core. So it's a cool aesthetic. I just hate how it all comes together. It just doesn't work. And this is such a publicity stunt, and they're already all sold out, and they're going to be collector items at $5,000.
Oh, are you fucking serious?
They're $5,000.
Fuck you, Gibson.
This is a $2,000 guitar.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a special run, it's. Here's the thing, though. I bet you they sold all of them. And the Gibson diehards are like, "Oh, this is fantastic! I'm so glad this is here." So cool. Have your thing, brand people.
Okay, cool.
But
all right.
Ted McCarty's best work happened with another company anyway. Moving on.
Well, all right. Gosh, this is we got it. Let's gangbang this stuff and just knock it out. Jackson, because we are like,
honestly,
okay. Oh no!
Skipping through the Jackson line, they now have a camo. Randy Rhoads, like an active camo kind of a. Actually, it's not active camo. It's just a camo print one. There's a bunch of new finishes. There's nothing else really new other than finishes here.
Yeah.
If you want a Jackson guitar, they're there. Have fun. Moving on.
Yeah.
Now, actually, something worth talking about. The Boss Katana goes bass.
Yeah. I'm all about the bass, no travel. Slap of the bass.
So it comes in a 1x10 combo and a 2x10 combo.
Yeah. What type of controls does it have on it, like compared to the normal one? And it's got the built-in XLR.
Is it built-in XLR now? It's
not balanced XLR out.
Sick.
Yeah, balanced.
So there's two optional stop box effects placed before the preamp, a compressor, and a drive pedal. You can choose between 3 preamp voices, vintage, flat, and modern. 4-band equalizer. There's an effects section and a wet-dry blend control for further tone shaping, and a power switch which lets you go down to 1 watt, or place the amp in standby to mute when you're doing like a direct recording. It also can connect to a computer using Boss's Tone Studio, where you can adjust everything, save presets, etc., swap out effects, whatnot. They support foot switches and expression pedals, even though they don't come with them. There's a MIDI dual adapter that you can control some parameters from a smartphone or something over Bluetooth with it. Balance XLR out. You can actually choose between dry, pre-effects, or post-effects. And there's also a 1/4-inch headphone / recording output.
Okay. I just saw the next thing, and I really just don't want it.
It's $390 or $650. So these are the most expensive katanas yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the question I have.
Yes.
How much do they weigh?
They're probably pretty light, I'd assume.
Because that's the beauty. That's one of my favorite things about the Katana series is how stinking light they are.
Yeah.
And I can't find the weight. But I think these are going to be popular. But they're a little too expensive to knock off the Fender Rumble, I think. As like a first-time amp. Could be wrong. I don't know how much the Rumbles cost anymore. All right, that's it. Diaz, what's next?
This weekend, Harley Benton. Harley Benton expands acoustic range with hybrid, grand auditorium, and parlor models. And this got me excited. I want the hybrid. It's a Taylor T5.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw it too.
It's 100% a Taylor T5. I've always wanted a T5, but I don't want to spend that much on a T5.
Are they still expensive? I thought they kind of fell out of popularity at this
I think they're
point.
about the $1,500 range, which isn't a horrible
for a Taylor
price.
is actually very affordable.
Right. But I wouldn't play it enough, and I kind of want to do it this way because they've got steel string and they've got nylon. I want the nylon hybrid.
Dude, you can get a used one for about $1,000 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is the headstock on these.
Yeah, they look like acoustic headstocks.
Well, yeah. I mean, like with no sort of coolness to them, just very basic. But at
270 pounds, that's a hybrid nylon. Where's the hybrid price?
Hybrid steel, $366 American.
Plus another $80 for shipping, probably.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
So I want to look up the hybrid.
I mean, really, that's now the poor man's Acoustasonic, isn't it?
Yeah. Hybrid nylon. 366. So they're all 366.
Not bad.
Oh, the hybrid nylon though.
Real rosewood fingerboard. It's got a piezo and a magnetic pickup with a preamp.
Oh,
Run an IR on that thing, and it would probably sound just fine, like an acoustic guitar. So that could be a really cool option. I remember a guy I mixed for, and he tried to use a T5 as an electric guitar.
Yeah, it's not.
And when he threw gain on it, it just fed back so much.
Yeah, for sure. Did he switch?
He switched to a Telecaster after that, so that it did not change his rig. So that's basically what he was doing.
Yeah, I really like the T5 nylon or the Harley Benton hybrid nylon. Because I want a nylon string guitar. I like nylon strings.
And it's not out of the reach.
No, it's after shipping $450, you know?
Yeah, it's not bad. That's almost impulse purchase for some people.
Some people. Not my people.
No.
All right.
Your people just spent all their impulse money on things like a big sky that he doesn't need and a couch. So, I bought a couch. Did I mention that?
Oh no, but you could have bought a really cool Big Sky comforter.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay, so speaking of no thanks, Orange Amplifiers announces Bones, its first bone conduction earphones. No thanks. Leave my bones alone, Orange.
And they're about twice the price of bone conduction headphones.
I've even messed with bone conduction headphones, but I don't know. It makes me feel weird.
I have a pair.
Well, I mean, that kind of falls under, something that you could write off on your taxes, though.
Not really. But
okay.
A lot of people love them for like work because when you have bone conduction headphones, your ears are open.
Okay. Yeah.
So like you can wear them around your office, and anyone comes up to you, you can still hear whoever's talking to you.
That's not what. Then that I wouldn't like them because I strictly wear headphones, so I don't have to hear people talking to me.
Yeah, but I hate when people just wear like Apple earbuds all day and they don't take them out when you're talking to them.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a complaint from like 15 years ago when everyone had iPods.
Oh, you're talking about the actual? Are you talking about like AirPods or just the
wired or unwired?
Okay, so with my AirPods though, because I shut the music off and I don't have it set for noise cancellation.
I know, but you still look like you have earphones in.
Yeah,
so it's a little.
It's fine.
I find it rude.
Well, yeah,
but you don't do it to me, so I don't know.
Because I don't want you to talk to me. I usually do that when I don't want people to talk to me.
First off, that's false. You always want me to talk to you, but I digress. I like these. So I have a pair of bone conduction headphones. I only use them when I ride my bike, so I can keep my ears open to traffic, but I can still listen to like a podcast or something. I don't really like music on bone conduction headphones. I don't think they sound that good.
Put your nose up in the air, John Mayer. All right. So that looks horrible. I don't know. I'm not down for it, especially whenever you said they're twice as much as other ones.
Yeah. You can get a cheap pair for like $40 on Amazon.
Do you even want to touch this topic?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's hit this fast because we've been recording for a good minute now.
Yeah. It's a quick I told you so.
Okay.
So share prices and Gibson's stock market styled collaboration with Rally are plummeting. No shit.
Yeah.
So we made fun of this when it first got announced. And then we were like, oh goodness, Gibson's trying to do NFTs. That was sort of our first take on it. But also, this is like a totally natural thing. They had their IPO. Everyone who was going to buy one bought one. And there was no used market for people who wanted a share of a guitar. And now people are like, oh, I thought this would be an investment, and now I'm going to dump it before it's worth nothing. That's what's happening. One could also say at some point they might go back up, but this is the dip. This could be the dip, or these could keep going down. But this was a bad investment. We told you so.
Oh no! You said dip. I wonder. Wonder if we should buy now.
I mean, if you're on Reddit, someone's probably telling you to buy the dip. But
Sophie or SoFi, whatever that is. I don't know. I don't pay attention to stocks. That's not in my.
I mean, I buy stocks.
That's not in my financial world right now. Currently,
I mean, it could be, but
well, no. Well, I mean, my financial world right now is getting out of debt.
Yes,
and I don't know. I mean, I really don't have the spare money to invest. So
yeah, but
that's what I meant. That's
once you're out of debt, if you keep the same saving principle that you're using to pay off debt and now invest, that's when you can start looking at this stuff.
Right.
So
that I'm hoping my goal is within a year to be out of debt and be to where I can start saving money.
That'll be awesome.
That's my goal. And the good thing was because I didn't set a short term. Like, I mean, that is short term in the grand scheme of things, but it's long enough term where I don't get discouraged. So,
yeah.
But
anyway, going back to this, just like real stocks, these are not actually representative. Like, they're supposed to be represented on like a share price of a real asset, and the evaluation of that asset should determine the share price. However, those are disconnected from reality because supply and demand economics. So feel free to rage about capitalism and stock market corrections.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get off today and read Trump's Art of the Deal, and I'll be back next week to tell you little fuckers how it goes.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you really shouldn't read that book.
You know what's really funny though is one thing I do. I actually do enjoy like the Facebook Reels, stuff like that with a lot of the financial people though. But usually it's like, what's his name, Gary McVee or whatever. The guy, the wine library guy.
Don't know who that is.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I like them. It's interesting. So
anyway, make smarter investment decisions if you're an investor than buying a share of a Gibson guitar, unless you just want the thing to hang on your wall.
You could probably make more money by flipping actual Gibson guitars if you were smart.
I mean, but these were like $5 buy-ins.
Yeah.
So like these were trinkets to generate money. These weren't real.
How much are they worth now? I could buy like 10 of them.
I think, well, they dropped from $5 to $2.50.
Oh, if they get under $2, I'm gonna buy 10 of them.
I know you're thinking about having fun with $20. Just to warn you, once you start owning investments like this, your taxes, the price to do your taxes goes up.
Yeah, I know.
And you're not going to be able to clear enough of a loss on them on your taxes to offset the cost of extra doing taxes. So,
oh, that's funny.
When it comes time for you to start investing, I'll send you a link to some index funds that pay out dividends, and that's where you'll start. But this is not financial advice.
I just want the guy. Who's the guy that yells and it's like, buy, sell, sell, sell. I just want him to be a guest.
Jim Cramer.
Yeah, I want him to be a guest on our show and talk about this. Talk about Gibson.
Do you remember when back in like the Daily Show's heyday when Jon Stewart went after him?
No.
Oh. Go find a YouTube compilation of that. That was an interesting period of time.
Well, all right, guys, go do that, like Scott just said.
Yep.
But also, while you're on the interwebs, go to patreon.com/effectsloop and become a supporter. And you can help us own parts of Gibson guitars for less than $2 a share.
You know, instead of giving $5 this month into buying a part of a Slash guitar, you could buy a part of this podcast.
We'd have to figure out. Yeah, I mean, because like none of us claim to like own the podcast, so it could be owned. Let's just sell it off to the. That's what it is. It's buying a part of the podcast. I like that. I'll send you some NFTs that are NSFW. And you can be happy. All right,
what do you think an NFT is, DS?
Not for teens. All right. All right. So thanks for joining us this week. Go to theeffectsloop.com. It's got a link to all of our cool stuff, our Facebook group, which I don't know if I'm the only host that feels this way. I love when people interact with the episode in the group. Makes me feel like people are actually listening instead of just looking to stats.
Didn't Philip Carter
oh gosh, what did I say wrong?
Wasn't he going to start live streaming these episodes, which we should have talked about at the beginning of the episode, because now he's going to have to go back and listen to it twice.
Oh my god, what did I fuck up this week, Philip? Just let me know.
Hey, guess what?
Let me know.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what?
What?
I just got a message from Kevin. He quits.
No, get the F out of here.
That's for next week, everyone.
Motherfucker. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
strong. We have to just keep pushing along. We are one. So let's come together, show 'em some love. There are many things that this world needs, but the most important one is unity. United we stand, divided we fall. Through the ages this has been to serve us all. Yeah. Don't bother, don't stand. We're strong, follow the cause. We are strong. We have to just keep pushing along. We are one. So let's come together, show some love. This song is not about race or politics, but the hate that resides in the hearts of men. Desperate times, caught in desperate measures. So why don't we be desperate to love each other?
Let's erase hate from the dictionary. Why is negativity always drawn out? Pictionary, visualize love. Energize lives together. We undefeated. A plan to make what is no less needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in community that remains happy. Never happen. The world should be one. Hate annihilated. Every heart is one. Love again. So
Don't bother hate, don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Don't bother hate, don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Don't bother hate, don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Don't bother hate, don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Don't bother hate, don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes.
make the love flow. 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 Make
All right, when it stops recording, you got to tell me what that message said.
Oh, just that it's about to
it's about to go down.